All right, my name's Randy Wittis, and that's the Chevelle, and that's my shop, and you know the story. Ready, set, go. No. Whoopsie. Gonna hurt. So in the last video I left you with this still, and still tweaking it, and we're still tweaking it. I'd cut this before, cut all of this before, and when you weld things up they tend to pull and move and do stuff you don't want them to. So I have gone back in here, I cut it on the point. I did not want to do that, just because you can be asking for trouble doing that, but I feel I had to do it that way. So what I'm looking at doing is lifting this up to match that. I've already brought this out to match this. We're working on a couple things, making sure that this stays flush as much as possible, you know, as much as possible. The other thing is the deck height matching. Right now the deck's a little high right here. This is good, and I'll show you with my little, yeah, there it is. Of course. Deck lid's heavy when you put it on your head, so we're trying to get that level. You can see upside down. Get that level or close to it, and that's pretty close to it. That's pretty close. That's pretty close too, but right in there you can see, maybe you can see better from this way. You can see the quarter, there we go, starts to come away from, well, or the deck lid starts to come away from the quarter. The arch is not the same, and that's not what we want. Well, it's all the way down through here. So, in saying that, because up here we get pretty close. Now, well, yeah, we're right there as far as up here goes. But then we start losing, and realistically, it's kind of the contour of this into that, and then the roundness of the deck lid. It's not flat. It's not going to be flat. Had a gnat fly in my mouth. Oh well, it's protein, I guess. So, gonna get this straightened away. I'm gonna go on the inside, put a screw in, because as I bump this up, this comes up. I don't want that. I'm gonna put a screw right in through here to hold that. Bump this up and tack it in place. And then we'll get on to, you know, the rest of that again. Not how I'm wanting that to come out. Now, I'm trying to hold the camera and do something I shouldn't be doing, so I'll be right back. Well, I lost my gap again. Right here. That closed up some. And I know why. Because I was messing around with the jam down there in the corner to push it down tight right there. And had my little chisel in there. Okay. Tapped it down, made sure things were tight. Okay. So in turn, that pulled this over. I have dinked around with this. Put a screw in here. That's a little high, but it can be rounded in. I can't get it. If I knock this down, if I take the screw out, knock this down, this goes down. I had this in place where it was smooth, knock this up, and I can't get right to this edge because of the inner rear panel comes up and has a flange, and so I have to put a screwdriver on there, and it's real fun. If you knock this out, it brings all of this out. So you have to, you know, try to bend it at this point. It's not just cut it, weld it, you know, put it in place, weld it, boom, and it's done. Not for me anyway. Other people, I'm sure it's just as simple as pie and move on. But, you know, how many hours have I been on this? So we were looking for this roundness here. Well, it's not exactly there, and we're trying to make sure that this follows through in a nice arch. So once I weld that, all right, it'll be really close. You know, this can be taken care of with a little mud because it's not that bad. I mean, you can't really even see there's a gap there. It's just because of the curve you feel a lip. Well, not just because of the curve, there is a lip, but here nor there. You know, once I fix the underneath of everything and put them back on, I'll have to go through some of this same step. I won't be cutting anymore, so I need to get this done while I can. But it'll be, okay, I've lost my gap again. I'll have to jack something sideways and this and that and find a happy medium. So we are, where are we? We're going to trying to deal with this little corner down in here and tap this little edge over, and I split it right here, of course, why not? So I'm gonna have to weld that corner up too, as after I get this tacked in place real nice and pull the light back off. See you in a minute. Always purge, or you'll be sorry. okay. We're tacked. It appears to be, no, I mean, it moves. It moved a little, but again, it's going to be so minute once we body fill everything that it'll take care of those problems. So I got to remove the light and finish welding this up, weld up this seam and this one again. So we'll be back. Okay, we're getting it, we're shaping it. Now if you notice when I was grinding, I was moving and, you know, from side to side. That's because my grinder was spinning this way and I want it to grind off of an edge, not against an edge, because if you come against an edge, you'll grind that edge right off. Same principle with using a buffer. You have it spin off the edge, you know, off the edge, less apt to burn it. See you in a minute. So you guys, I'm working on this stuff right here, and ground it down, had a couple pits in it, wanted to fix the pits, could see daylight through it. Okay, so of course when I hit it with the welder, it just melts right through because it's so freaking thin to start with. And then if you grind on it at all, you know, you go from a 21 gauge down to what, a 30? It's like freaking tinfoil. So anyway, I've got that fixed. Now I want to see if there's any other pinholes. And see that little tiny pit right there? I don't know if you can even see it. It's right there. Okay? You'd let that go. Put some filler over it. Don't worry about it. Let me show you something. See it? It's a hole. Daylight is coming through. I don't know if you can see it, actually. See it up there? See it flashing? Yeah. That's a pinhole. I mean, epoxy would fill it, but unless you check it with a light behind it, you won't know it's there. So yeah, I'm going to hit it with the welder, and then you watch what happens. Where is it? Is it right there? Is it right there? Well, we may have gotten it. See, I don't know if, I said this before, I don't know if TIG welding is better. I'm sure it probably is. You don't get as many. More of a continuous weld, and I'm doing this just the opposite. Okay. Let's see, did we get it? No, we didn't. Looks like it's bigger. So it's right in there somewhere. So I'm going to continue chasing pinholes. See you in a minute. All right, remember that happy medium I always talk about? Well, I think we're there, to be honest with you. So I do that line right there, and you know, we're close. Of course, that's not going to show you anything, but anyway, we're really close. It's down just a tad. This is down some. Okay, could we bump it up? Yeah, we probably could. And we might still, who knows. But this looks good, that looks good. Okay, good. It's got that like I talked about before. This is good. Okay. Not up there. Still thinking about it. This I was thinking, now that tapers in to a tighter gap. I mean, I haven't seen a Chevelle with a gap that goes all the way down through here. I mean, I think it should, but I haven't seen one, because usually that black panel, because there's a lot of SS's, that black panel. The back panel is usually black, so it's hard to see what size, you know, that gap is, but we're happy medium. So we've gotten that far. Next, I'm probably gonna deal with that spot right there. Somehow. And I was hoping that to be wider than what it is. This I mean. For the simple reason of paint and primer, and you know, because that's ×2. Okay, it's primer paint buildup here and here, so be pretty tight gaps, and we're still maintaining this one. So I haven't done anything, but we're maintaining that one. So that's about close. It's about close. I have a little taper to it. Keep in mind we have chrome that goes here. We have chrome that goes here. So all you're gonna see is this to this. Happy medium. More happy medium. So yeah, we got that, and yeah, I came back and I bumped this up some because, you know, I just my OCD, I just can't stand it. So moving on a little bit before I go any farther here, I watched that gentleman this morning on Facebook who really good at getting these gaps, and his little techniques just blow my mind, and I wish I could think of stuff like that. But anyway, he was working on a Mustang. His hood, for example, well, let's go to a hood, and I noticed it when he was started showing it from the front. Okay, before he even said anything, the hood dipped down and then back up. And then he started saying, yeah, you see how the hood dips? And I'm like, okay, yeah, so I can see things. So anyhow, that one I think is okay for the moment, but we'll probably check that a little bit more. Well, let's go back and look while we're doing this. In relationship to the grill, no, it's nice and straight across, so thank God. So, but the trunk lid is a different thing, and I pointed this out a while back, but the gentleman that I was talking about. Anyway, his name's Derek Hall. I had to go look it up again. You know, I am with names. Anyway, he pointed out that as he adjusts that hood on the Mustang, it's going to affect the gap between the hood and the fender. This is very true because he was tight here, wide there, wide there. Of course, it made me think about my deck lid. And he said once he's going to cut a pie shape here and pull each end down, and that will fix it. True. That's also going to widen the gaps here that he needs to have widened. True. So I started thinking about mine and the little issue that it has. Like so. And this is on both ends. As you can see, that little curve right down here. Okay, that's a pretty big gap. That's pretty big gap. So what am I going to do about that? I'm not sure yet. Let's close this trunk lid and see where we are. Closes so nice. I'm sure that'll change. So the gap here, let's say it's my finger, my pinky, and that's not my pinky, and that's a little tighter than my pinky. So we want consistent. Yeah, we want it the same all the way across. So what do we do? So we want to make this the same as this, but first we need to flatten out this curve. Yeah, mine doesn't just droop in the middle and go, okay, bend it on each corner and then you're good. Mine's got to do stupid crap like this to make it more difficult. So let me think about that. What is the best option? Is it doing a pie cut thing like he mentioned on his hood? Or can I straighten it without doing that? Because he did mention like the upper sheet metal, they're not welded on, they're just crimped on. So there's a lot of movement in them. We might be able to get away with. I had to do that back there. Actually pop the bent over lip of the skin off. Had to get that back on. That was a while back. I think that's when I was making the hinges the first time. So let me think, and I'll get back with you, show you what my decision is. All right, I just wanted to see something really quick here, and you look down that little piece of chrome, which is aluminum, or something. We're at the little style line right here, and this piece isn't perfect either. Style line comes up. We're at the style line here. Okay, but you're seeing what's happening. This edge is up as well as this edge is up. what I was thinking is, let's see, this one's not showing as bad, and yeah, I can bend this piece ever so slightly to match the deck lid, and get away with it. Actually, this piece is dipping down like that. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, what I was trying to see is, can I put that piece of trim on there and basically hide that edge and not worry about it? Is it, you know, it's gonna be a big deal, other than fighting with that edge, because if I start messing with this edge, flattening this down, you know what it's going to do here, and I'm very close as it is. So, looking at this, if we look on across, and we are right there on that edge, as close as we can get right now. But it looks like crap here. Does that look terrible? No, it doesn't look terrible. This side, not bad at all. And is this, you know, a Riddler car? No, no. What I am noticing is larger gap, smaller gap. That's what I'm gonna have to think about. Of course, you know, every little thing you have to think about. Is this worth screwing with at this point? I may have to go buy this molding that will be straight, aftermarket. All right, see you in a minute. All right, you guys, well, OCD's got the best of me, and if you try to fit a molding on here and it's got an arch in it, your little studs that go through or whatever you're going to use aren't going to work very well. You're going to have a stud here, you're going to have one down here, and you know, whatever. So I've just said the heck with it, cut it, straighten it, and be done with it. So that's what we're going to do. So now what? Don't really know. Let's see. Is there an easy way to do this? I was trying to just add a 2x4 here, like so. One under here. like so. Take another 2x4. So pressure is the idea. You know, I've tried to clamp this thing and this isn't working so well. So we're going to try it this way, and don't push too hard. You want this. Let's see where we are. You know what? I think it actually relieved pressure already. So kind of weird. Kind of weird. Huh. Nope. Not that lucky. Okay. May be an issue with wanting to pull back. I need some more here. When I say pull back, is the under structure is not really cut. Just this flange is cut. But let's see what we can do. Other ways to skin a cat, and I'm denting the crap out of that. But, mess up one thing to fix another. So, let's see, where are we now? Getting there. Much closer. Much closer. Yeah. Not so. Woo. Okay. I need to push here. Okay. Well, I don't know if you can see. Probably not. Anyway. So when I apply my pressure, it's mostly right here on this edge, right here. Not so much up here, because all you're going to do is dent it, like I did. Put a straight edge on it. Okay. And okay. I think we did something. I mean, we did a lot, but it's not perfect yet. So, gonna be perfect? Probably not. It's a lot closer. Yeah, that moved then. Kind of. I don't know if it's going to move. Keep bouncing back up. This way. Think. That's about it. Although it's not moving where I want it to. It's better. Excuse me. Sure what I did with it. There it is. Last place you put it. I think that's it. I think it's about as all we're gonna get. I think. I mean, it's pretty straight. I need to check. Need to move this over here. And check. I mean, I see this right here dips a little. But insane. See, now when you do it with this one, it's off from there to there. It's off. So, close it. And now look at that. It's much better. Much better line all the way across there. So the little bit that is off I think we can deal with that. You know what I mean? Or maybe not. I mean, you know, we're here. Here. All right, when you see me hitting it with a hammer, it's a glancing blow right here off this edge. I'm supporting this underneath and getting this to roll and straighten out. So our edge here is a little dinged up. I will say that. And I'm seeing you know, a little high here, a little low here. This is relatively straight. This is all gonna have to be basically fixed to make it look good. But we have a base, let's call it a base, that we've established now. I'm gonna throw some welds on this. See what happens, see if it pulls it together, because what we did with the cut, see that's your cut, when we push down, it widened it like that, okay? So when we tack weld it, it's gonna take that and pull it together, which we don't want, but we're gonna see how that goes. Gonna have to do a little ding repair. All right. Zap this thing with a welder. Now what I could do is put a piece of metal behind here, run some screws through it, keep it straight, but I'm not gonna do that because, you know, we're stupid that way, I guess. Really nice welds there. We're okay. Yeah, I'm gonna weld this stuff up. Be right back. Okay, so to weld it up, and yeah, it pulled it back together some. I was able to straighten it back out, thank God. I was gonna be a little frustrated if I had to cut it some more. So that's pretty straight. In saying that, let's put you right there. Close this down. I've not welded the backside. That still gives me a little bit of flexibility and something to cut my fingers on. So, something I want to check, and that is my little gappage. Once we flattened that out, well, still kind of there. Okay. And not there anymore. Yeah. I haven't done this side. Anyway, so that's much straighter. And you know, it goes right about here and then droops. So I got to work on this side now, and we'll see in a bit. I'm done with the other side. Got it all ground off and pretty looking. It's straight down through there, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Doesn't look as straight. This one looks straight. That's the finger's width. This one gets a little tighter towards the end. Yeah, we know what to do with that. Anyhow, yeah, I was going to show you my gap. This gap was good. This one changed. I don't know. I mean, up here it really shouldn't have. Something moved, I think, when I was beating on it. Let's see. Sometimes it doesn't take much. Yep. Not much at all. Yeah, we can adjust some of that, but it's going to tighten this one up over here. But that's fine. I got a lot of work to do over there yet. So we need to adjust the height here. Do that by simply pulling up. Gotta be careful, you don't want to go too far. Or tighten back up. I don't know if you can even see me, to be honest with you. Yeah, you can. There it is, right there. Okay, so Need a quick adjustment. Problem is, with this stuff is just moving so easily. It can move after we're done with the car. You know what I mean? So, all right. That's that for the time being. Feels good, feels good, feels good. I was running my finger along here. Now the very edge of this trunk lid isn't perfect. What we're looking at is basically the gap down through there. Looks good. Down through there looks good. And this style line looks good. Much straighter than it was. This is actually coming into play. Coming around. It's coming around. Little happy mediums. Well, you guys, we actually accomplished something, and you know this is going to be an issue until everything is done. So I may have to, what it's looking like, I'm going to have to shift my deck lid back over that little bit again. Because I've hit the striker to move it over and give me a gap, but you see what happens when I lift up the trunk lid and then set it down, it pushes over. So I'm gonna have to shove it back this way, lose my gap here, but you know, that's just what we got to deal with. So I'm gonna end this video here, and we'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.